She's just a wonderful woman. June 26, 2011, Terrell Fountain, age 18. Just graduated on a Friday. June 24th from high school, got an academic scholarship, and was killed Sunday, June 26, 2011. I came here for support because I really wasn't involved in a support group, and it just helped me a lot coming here. And I saw that I wasn't the only one going through it. I still have a hard time a lot of days, and but I'm working through it, and Harlem of S.A.V.E help a lot.
Okay, my son Jamal Rashawn Singleton was murdered September 19, 2011. He was killed in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. He was a good father. He was a good son. I ended up coming here because, as I said, when you go out there and you try to seek different resources, you get none. I tried to go to councilmen, I tried to go to assemblymen, and no one offered me any type of help because at the end, my son's case is still unsolved to this day. But not only that, you don't know who to trust anymore when something like that happens, because it happened across the street from where we used to live at. So I actually ended up abandoning my home, and my family and I have been pretty much displaced since then. But not only that, like I said, Jackie Rose, she's positive because it's like through her strength, knowing that she lost two of her children to the same, gun violence that we lost ours, lost ours too, excuse me. She gives me the strength to keep going. I still go through the crying, I still go through the anger, the mad, the laughter. I listen to the music that he listens to. It's like I see certain people walking down the street and I still see him. So, and even when I sleep sometimes I see shadows. So it's kind of like crazy. I still go through it. It'll be 3 years, like I said, next month, but it still feels like it's going on and it just happened yesterday.
Group, sad to say, but glad to say that now we have 50 plus mothers and fathers in our support group. Because what we're about is support, education, activism, bereavement. We have a bereavement and support group counseling session every first Monday of the month, and when we need it. I am proud to say we now service 50 plus, not only mothers, but mothers and fathers. And then it saddens me because I'm sad to say that we have grown, and how you be in this club is you have to lose someone. You have to lose a loved one and have pain to be in this club. We are a club that we didn't even choose. We had no idea that we would meet each other like this. But we make it work for each other. We make it work. We're not only Harlem, we're 5 boroughs now, and even out of state. Even with Chicago, we are partnering. Pennsylvania. That's serious. And still today, so much violence is happening. We have to begin to march and speak out and speak up for our kids killing each other. We have to get outraged about all this killing and shooting in our community. We call on everybody to step up and stand and walk with us and talk with us and help us. Help us save another mother child.
Turn us around, ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. We gonna keep on walking, keep on fighting all the way to Washington. Come on, ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Turn us around, turn us around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. We gotta keep on walking, keep on talking all the way to where? Washington. mothers and fathers who have lost kids to gun violence? Are we sick and tired of being sick and tired? We are fighting to say to our Congress, support the legislation that our president and vice president is putting forth. We need to stop this gun violence, assault weapons, extensive background check. The only way we could do it if we do it together. Let's march on Washington. Let's send a strong message to the NRA that you cannot dictate to us. You cannot continue to kill our kids. You cannot make money off our kids' back. Enough is enough. Stop the violence. Dr. Martin Luther King was a nonviolent person. Stop the violence.
Harlem Mother S.A.V.E. Well, I had never heard of the organization. A friend of mine, when my son got murdered, told me to call Jackie. And I called Jackie, and we set up an appointment to meet. And I wound up in the hospital. I almost died. It was right behind my son's death. He died in June, and that July I wound up in the hospital. So I didn't get to meet Jackie. But shortly thereafter, in September, I got to communicate with her again. And I don't know, as soon as I walked in the door, there was such a warm and welcoming spirit. And I hadn't met her, never saw her before, but as soon as I walked in and saw her, I said, I'm home. And I've been here with her ever since. My son was murdered. His name is John White. He was murdered. He's a Harlemite, and he was murdered in Massachusetts on Father's Day, 2013. And John was very well known in our community here. He had left here to go and make a better life for him and his family. And he got killed trying to defuse a situation. And the retaliation of people coming back, it wasn't even for him. They were coming back to get the person that caused the problem. And when everybody scattered, when they looked around, my son was the one laying on the ground with a bullet through his heart. So from then, it's been a long journey. But and I haven't accepted it until now. And I'm grateful for Jackie, because her phone never not answers for me. And there's times when it's just nothing to talk about, but I need to talk to someone, and she picks up that phone. She picks up that phone, and her loss, she never puts it above anybody's. She never puts her loss above anybody's, and she takes my loss as if it was hers. And through that, I just feel like she's a part of me. Her people, I watch her embrace. She embraces everybody and does not push away anybody. That's the crazy thing. It's just such a place to learn and grow from, and a person to be around. And you wonder how she does it. How she does it. Wear the hats that she wears and keeps on going. And that's what keeps me going, because I have several health issues, and she's on that phone and she's like, Vivica, we just gonna keep on going. We just gonna move forward. And just hearing her say that, knowing what she's dealing with, what she's going through, it just it keeps me going. It keeps me going. So I implore for anyone to understand that just having that fountain of support, because that's what she is, a fountain, just outpour of support. I implore anyone who thinks they don't need it, just try one day in her presence, just one day. And it's a place of no return. It's just a place to be.
Hello, my name is Juanita Morgan. I'm in this program of Harlem Mother S.A.V.E. And I met Miss Jackie Rowe Adams which is a very beautiful person, since met her about, I'll say 6 years ago. I lost my two sons at that time, back when in 1990, 1999. William Dean, Leon Dean. My baby son, Leon Dean, was 21 when he was shot by a 16-year-old in 1990. My oldest son at the time, William Dean, was killed with 2 lethal injections from a security guard on Christmas morning, 1999. And from that point on, I just wasn't accepting that they were gone from me. I never went to counseling. They wanted me to get on the Raldo show to talk about my deaths and my children. I just couldn't do it. Then all of a sudden, Jackie came into my area where I live at, and they had a program about Harlem of S.A.V.E. And I heard about it. She talked to me. She says, come to the program, 133rd Street and 8th Avenue. And this was about 6 years ago. I didn't even want to come. She kept calling me and calling me. I gave her my name and address and phone number. I just wasn't accepting. I could do it all by myself. I lost my 2 sons. I could do it all myself. But then finally, I decided to call her. And she says, come to 133rd Street to where the program is, Harlem of S.A.V.E. And I came, and since I came, I met other mothers and looking in the mirror of myself, just like that. And then all of a sudden, I stopped for a minute, and then my other son got cancer last year. And I went through the whole year of following him back and forth because he lived in Brooklyn. And he was 47 years old this year. And he had cancer for a year, and he had chemotherapy, and it went away in October. Then it came back this January. And since it came back, he was suffering. I was going back and forth to Brooklyn over and over and over. I was coming here to Harlem of S.A.V.E. and talking about it. And it was very helpful. But I just couldn't break. And then, all of a sudden, the cancer spread through his body, and it went to his brain. And on May 16 of this year, 2014, he passed on. They said the hospital, he was in Coney Island Hospital in Brooklyn. They said it wasn't nothing that they could do for him anymore. Maybe I should put him at a hospice program at Coney Island Hospital. I went there that afternoon, the 16th, that afternoon. I saw my baby. I was seeing him every day. Every week I was there in Brooklyn. And I signed the papers for him to go to hospice. That afternoon, he went about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And that night at 8:43, they called me and said my son expired. Well, after that, I knew we had already talked about him being cremated. He wanted to be with his brothers. His brothers was buried in Butler, New Jersey. And I says, okay. But then afterwards, I decided after cremating him that I would keep him. I wouldn't put him down because he's still with his brothers. He didn't have to be down in the grave to be with his brothers. In spirit, he's with his brothers. And then I have a token that holds, it's for ashes. This is my son's ashes right here. They put it in here for me, and I also have an urn. But this token is going to go to my daughter. I had 3 sons, and they all are going in heaven now. And my daughter, she's 44, she lives in Jersey. She says she'll wear this for me and herself. And I thank God, and I thank Jackie Rose Adams for this program, because this program has been helping me through it. And for the first time, Jackie told me to come today. And I realized I'm going to therapy this Wednesday for the first time since all 3 of my children is gone. She talked to me into doing it, and she said right now that would be the best thing for me. And I believe her, I trust in her. And whatever she tell me, she has been by my side since she met me. She have not given up on me. And it's been a miracle on what I'm going through and finding that other mothers are just like me right here. And I'm so thankful to God for this program. Oh, you don't know how thankful I am. I can sleep. I cry. I'm just starting to cry. But I'm okay. I feel so much better because I wasn't able to cry before. Now I can cry. My sons came to me at the time and said, they all right. But I couldn't accept that, but I did. But now I really can. Because after I cry, I feel 100% so much better. And I could talk about it now. At one time I couldn't. I could come here to the meetings once a month. Every Monday, there's a meeting. And if y'all are hearing this, I wish some of y'all out there can really come. It's very helpful, and it's been helpful. Because we sit here, we cry with each other, we talk about what's happening to us, we talk about what's not happening. And hearing this, it really helps. I didn't know that before years ago. I would never come into a program like this. But I'm so thankful here. I'm 66 years old right now. And I thank God that he's waking me up every morning to come to people like Jackie Rowe Adams. And I pray for her, and thank you so much, Lord, for directing me right here. And to people just like me, and thank you for the people like Jackie Rowe Adams. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I just want us, once again, and I can't say it enough, to give Miss Kim Hayes a hand. For having the vision and the insight to sit me down and say, Jackie, what you think about first responders? Y'all are always out there on the front line, but you need to be trained. I mean, you could do it. But you have all these mothers that's always, when you call them, they out there from Queens to Brooklyn, the Brooklyn team, the Queens team, they're always out there. Why don't we do a training? And that way, you could actually say, when they come with their credentials and their certificate, and they'll feel special in the terms of helping somebody else with their pain. I said, Kim, that sounds good. I said, how we do it?
I've worked with Harlem Mother Saves to create a program right now that we're calling the First Responders Training. The First Responders Training is giving moms and dads, those who have lost their children or loved ones to gun violence, a platform to begin to use some of that, some of their grief and bereavement as a healing process to help other moms who have lost their kids to gun violence. So the role of the first responder is to receive a call, and the call will come from our ceasefire partner, which is New York City Mission Society. They will get a call. They initially get a call from the police precinct that there has been a death or shooting. We respond right now to a loss of life, meaning our first responders. So that call will go to a SNUGS member, which is a ceasefire member.
First thing is, my name is Beloved. I work with Harlem SNUG, which I am a violent interrupter / hospital responder. An interrupter is a person that stops retaliation and helps with their mediation. Our main objective is to know the main people, the high-risk people, the people that are going to do the shooting or get shot. The / hospital responder part is where I go into the hospital in the wee hours in the morning whenever somebody gets stabbed, shot, or any type of harm done from another human being.
They will go to the hospital. They then, within 24 to 72 hours of that loss, will give us a call. We then have 24 to 72 hours to respond either by a home visit or actually going to the hospital or to the home or making a phone contact. Jackie Rowe actually started working with families in 2006. And in 2006, just naturally would go out when someone had a loss and just extend to them some comfort, would encourage the community to come together to honor that loss by doing a visual, would go to the funerals in support of the families. A lot of what you heard the folks who were in the training talk about, there's an unspoken word or language that they have. Jackie will always talk about how she'll just lean in and say, I know how you feel, I lost 2 kids.
I met Jackie Rowe sort of like an out-of-body experience. I wasn't really, how could you say, coherent at the time. So I just know that Jackie walked up to me, you as well. I just, wasn't there. Right. And I just remember her saying I lost 2 children to gun violence as well. I was pretty much dealing with my own situation, but that rang in my ear when she walked up to me.
What we do now with the first responders training is give folks some information that they can use in 4 key areas. One is engaging families who are grieving.
My name is Orisa Napper Williams. I am the founder and executive director of Not Another Child Incorporated. We're located in Brooklyn, New York, but of course our services always extend out of our boundaries because of the need of the people. We got involved with the first responders training through the Cure Violence Initiative. And with that, the Cure Violence Initiative is something that I'm so excited about because it takes Operation Snug, which is